These are dark times, there's no denying. Our world has perhaps faced no greater threat than it does today. But I say this to our citizenry. We, ever your servants, will continue to defend your liberty and repel the forces that seek to take it from you. Your ministry remains strong. And by that I mean, we got snow last night. This is bad. A lot of people are complaining about it, but I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm going to stand strong. I'm not going to let that bother me. And welcome to winter, folks. Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. Actually, let me give you a brief idea as to what it's like out there. Hold on a second. Let me just bam! Look at all that snow out there. Crazy, isn't it? Well, it doesn't get much crazier than that. And I just realized I forgot to wear my jersey. Yeah, I wanted to do something really formal before I got this started. So one moment, please. Okay, now we're back. Although, to be really honest, with all that snow, wearing that robe would probably seem really nice right about now. So, let's get to my low, my high, my active kindness, shall we? Well, again, my low is the fact that it did snow pretty heavily last night. But honestly, luckily, after visiting my folks, which was obviously my high yesterday, I'm not really that upset by it. I mean, I got here before it starts. Like, seriously, all the snow that occurred happened, like, while we were all sleeping. Plus, yeah, I know I make it seem like a bigger deal than it really is, but, we are getting to that time of year where, sometimes the roads can get really bad because of the snow and ice and stuff. So, this is just a time of year, plan accordingly. If you're going to leave to go somewhere, drive careful, stuff like that. And, if we take things one day at a time, spring will be here before you know it. And technically, we're not even in winter yet. Now I see why people complain as much as they do about winter. And my act of kindness was, well, here's the thing. Yesterday in the city of Corning, they had the Parade of Lights, which is essentially, like a Christmas. Oh, sorry. Let me try to fix something real quick. There we go. Actually, hold on a second. Is it? Huh. It's weird. Sorry, my computer where I had like the quote I was just reading before, it's like something's really wrong with like my power cord or something. Like when you bend it too much, it like sort of breaks apart or whatever. I mean, actually, is it? Hold on. It's fully charged. And there's no indicator saying it's not plugged in. I don't know. It's weird. I need to get a new computer at some point. Anyway, well, it's Christmas time. I don't know if I'll do that. Anyway, so in Corning, they had the Parade of Lights, and so everywhere was packed. You really couldn't go anywhere for dinner. So my father and I just ordered sausages for takeout, and we ate at home, and I helped set up and clear the table. So that was my act of kindness. Honestly, overall, it was a really nice day because for the vast majority of the day, I spent it with my father. And after Mom came back home from work, we spent a little bit of family time together. That was nice. And no kidding, there was a movie on that was on last night, and for the life of me, I can't remember what channel it was on, that really kind of inspired what I want to talk about today. Because, and I have alluded to wanting to do this in the past, where I do want to talk about movies that I did see growing up and I do like. So, I don't know if I'll actually make this that great of a recurring series. I say that great, by that I mean not very consistent. I'll pretty much only do it if I want to. I mean, it's my YouTube channel, it's my videos, I can do whatever I want. So, with that in mind, last night the movie that came on was Mean Girls. Now, Mean Girls was a movie that came out in 2004 that starred Lindsay Lohan before, she got in all sorts of trouble. And it actually had a really great cast, like Rachel Adams, Lacey Chabert, Amanda Seyfried, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler. Like, this was a really good cast. Like, a really good cast. And it's basically Lindsay Lohan is the new girl, entering high school for the first time after being homeschooled, apparently in Africa. And, she's trying to fit in. The popular girls take a liking to her, but she also makes friends who are not very popular. So, basically, it's kind of like John Tucker Must Die meets, any sort of, Actually, I think it may be, I want to say it's sort of akin to, Doug, in a way. Like, Doug was the new kid, if you remember that show. And, again, John Tucker Must Die in terms of, bringing down the popular girls and stuff. That's really the only way I could best describe it as. And this movie, I will admit, I did like. Obviously, I like this movie. Otherwise, I really wouldn't be talking about it. But this is one of those movies, for one thing, that has a fantastic following. Just as a joke on Facebook last night, I posted, "Attention everyone, attention, ... Mean Girls is on, ... Thank you." And a lot of people were just reacting and just wanting to watch it and stuff like that. I'm like, man, this is a really good movie amongst a lot of people. And again, I did like this movie, but I guess if I really wanted to describe the significance of this movie, especially when I was growing up, it's one of those movies where if you want a fairly solid, I would say movies like 17 again and Booksmart probably do this a little bit better, a fairly solid representation of what high school was like for, my generation. Here's an example. Movies like The Breakfast Club or Fast Times at Ridgemont High, that's my parents' generation to a T. But my generation, again, you have movies like Booksmart and 17 again, and in this case, Mean Girls, which actually precedes both of those movies. Again, I think, because Mean Girls, I think, was that sort of trend where high school movies that involved my generation were starting to come out. And I think Mean Girls was, one of the very first ones to come out. And it is a solid movie for what it is. I mean, it's incredibly quotable. I mean, some things I obviously can't quote on camera because, they'd be deemed inappropriate for children. But quotes like, "She doesn't even go here," or "Today's October the 3rd," or, what's another one? "The limit does not exist." The limit does not exist. It's definitely very quotable, even obviously the not very dirty quotes of that movie and such. So in that regard, that has some staying power. And listen, and I'll be talking about this at some point during December regarding a certain something, but high school sucks. Everyone tries to be popular. Everyone wants to be the top dog. And believe me, there are people in high school who really will do everything in their power, be it underhanded or sneaky or nasty or whatever, to get ahead. High school, one great strength about this movie is that it really ought to teach you, remember who the good people in your life are and stick by them. Because those are the people who will matter in life going forward. It's possible to be friends with everybody. I like to think that, I did sports, I did practically everything in Horse Heads. So, not for nothing, but for reasons both good and bad, everybody knew me. But I wouldn't even remotely say I was popular. Full disclosure, I never got invited to any parties at all, man. I was a loser, bro. That's okay, though. It's took to be a square. Anyway, here's the thing about Mean Girls. I really think is why it has such a following now. Because it was a decent movie when it came out. And I did like it. But this was during the time when the internet and social media was just really starting to, turn things up a notch, if you will. So there really wasn't any platform to really express yourself. I mean, at that time, YouTube didn't even exist. That's how long ago this was. YouTube came out like 2006, and this is like 2004. So yeah, this is quite a while ago. So if you really wanted to express how you felt about anything, the only way to really do it was just go out and say something. I mean, yeah, the technology to make videos and put them on the internet, that was already a thing. It's just that it would be a couple years later until YouTube came out where we got a legit format to do it. That's a lot more organized and you can edit stuff now and whatever. Because, for the most part, pretty much the early days of the internet and putting videos up on the internet was pretty much what I do now. Just, uncut, unscripted, upload it and you're good. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't want to quite say that this is a time capsule movie or that this movie is dated. I mean, it is, technically. I mean, literally every actor in that movie garnered, like, some sort of major success. I mean, Lacey Chabert became a fantastic voiceover actress. Actually, by all accounts, she was a fantastic voiceover actress before Mean Girls. Rachel McAdams, in movies like Wedding Crashers and stuff. Amanda Seyfried and other movies like Mamma Mia. And I can't think of any other movies she's been in. And I just mentioned Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, two of Saturday Night Live's greatest female comedians on there ever. Not to mention anyone who's ever seen them or has heard about them knows they have probably some of the greatest chemistry in all of Hollywood. Honestly, both Amy Poehler and Tina Fey are in Mean Girls. And I don't think they even have a scene together. I mean, they don't really need to be together in order to be good. I mean, they've both been able to carry movies before. I mean, I've seen Tina Fey in Date Night, which is also a good movie. And, I mean, Amy Poehler can easily carry a movie if you've ever seen Inside Out. So, honestly, they're fantastic individually, but, they're great together. It's how it is. They have great chemistry, and that chemistry didn't even be used. Think about it. Seriously, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey are in this movie. Yet, I don't think they have a scene together. Two of the most funny female comedians in all of Hollywood, with some of the greatest chemistry in the history of Hollywood, and they didn't have a scene together in Mean Girls, and that made Mean Girls didn't even need them together. That's what I'm talking. Like, it didn't even need Amy Poehler and Tina Fey to share a scene together to be great. So, yeah. Of course I recommend you see Mean Girls at least once. I mean, I'm a guy, and that's not to say, guys can like a lot of girl movies. Like, for Mean Girls anyway, Mean Girls is one of those movies where I do enjoy watching it from time to time, especially when they get to a scene that I really like. But to really get a great experience, I gotta watch it with like a bunch of lady friends. I say that, and again, I always make fun of myself for the fact I'm like a single loser. But you get what I mean. Like, it's one of those movies where, like, if you're in the right audience, you're gonna have a great time. Absolutely. Like, female movies like that, like Mean Girls or Bridesmaids or My Big Fat Greek Wedding, like those movies, like, if you're a guy and you really like those movies, and keep in mind, not that I need to explain this part, but it really shouldn't matter whether you're gay or straight, because you can enjoy anything regardless. Like, get a bunch of, like, your lady friends, or any of your other friends in general, like, sit down, get some dinner, some popcorn maybe, some snacks, some drinks, just turn on the movie and have a good time. That's honestly what this movie feels like to me. And I mean that in the best possible way. So, all in all, if you ever have an opportunity to watch Mean Girls, do it. It's worth your time. It is. And, again, there are some really funny things about it. Even, again, some things about it are legit dated. I mean, do I even need to go over the main star of that movie? And what she's been through over the years? Yeah, it's definitely not the greatest. But all in all, it's recommendable for sure. Go and watch it. And, if you like me to talk about more of these movies that I did see that I do like and my experience with them overall, please let me know. I'd like to do stuff like this for sure. Keep in mind, I'm only going to do movies I legit like and or have heard about. And if I ever have an opportunity to see them that obviously I haven't yet, feel free to give me some recommendations. Some legit good recommendations, please. None of that Happy Madison stuff or whatever. If I like a movie, I'll talk about it when I talk about it. I mean, it's only fair. Plus, I'm sure I'll probably get to a movie eventually anyway. I mean, I like to think I have discerning taste, but again, that's only really because I watch stuff like The Nostalgia Critic. So my standards have obviously gotten a little bit higher, but not so high where I'll enjoy some, stuff like this. It's cool. Like, favorite, chat, the subscribe button, follow me, social better, I'm your home this video for all you guys watching. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to make NFL picks. Holy cow. I got so excited talking about Mean Girls, I never made any NFL picks today. How very silly of me. I will get to that right away. And then please. Actually, let me fix something real quick. There we go. Okay, Alright. So, a quick round of NFL picks before I forget. Okay, so I'm already 2 for 3 in terms of games this week, and let's see. There's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 games. Okay. So out of 15, I'm 2 out of 3. So the best I could do is 14-1 at this point. So let's see, the Steelers and the Bengals. I think I'll pick the Bengals today. The Dolphins and the Panthers. I'll pick the Panthers. Eagles and Giants. I live in the state of New York. Why not? I'll bleed Giants blue for now, so go Giants. Titans and Patriots. I may actually give this one to the Patriots. I really think I will. Falcons and Jaguars. Both teams are terrible, but I guess I'll pick the Falcons. No, I'll pick the Jaguars. Come on, Jaguars. You cannot mess this up, please. Colts and the Buccaneers. Yeah, Buccaneers, no question. Jets and Texans. Man, what is up with having bad teams play each other? Texans, I guess. Chargers and Broncos. Chargers. Vikings and 49ers. I'll pick the 49ers, actually. Packers and Rams. You know what? I'll pick the Rams. And tonight's game, the Browns and the Ravens. I'll go the Ravens. So, and I'll do the Seahawks-Washington football team game tomorrow. So, yeah, my picks are the Bengals, the Panthers, the Giants, the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Buccaneers, the Texans, the Chargers, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Ravens. So again, like, favorite, chat, the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, on YouTube. I'm very home this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Remember, you're going to talk to Chambers, be here, Lennon is right back. Take care, make good choices. See ya.